teams is about to drop a game. Who the heck?
It's like birthday, Christmas, everything comes together in this one day, and I get very excited when I see both these teams up against each other at login.
Crazy matches, no doubt about it. But Clash now coming into this one off the back of a very tight game. Starting things off, we're going into Kaboom Canyon into things off, and I got to be Jesse and Genie against absolutely everyone, and now obviously massively directed. Of course, it does mean the Bell and the Piper were available, along with the Nanny, and then the B for Guille. So not too surprising as we come into this first game. That's what we're going to see.
Oh, Lenan does get the first kill onto Jet in there, but does get traded out by Skyrix. So good stuff from him coming in, but does get traded up again. Trades literally back and forth already, D-Man. As Guille just in that left lane, Jetin looking to see if it can push up onto him. Just a tad, a little bit too close for my liking, but 3 for 3 there for Jetin. Does take down Guille. Lenan wants a piece of him as well with the Piper. Jetin just about recovers, but also takes down Semantic. Very good shots from both teams.
And gets the big one important shot onto the safe. That could be huge because this is the moment, a very tight game. Lene is going to use that super that's going to clear the cover out. Also landed the shot onto Jetin as he did it. How does he get away with that? And Clash at the moment with the lead.
And the structure on both sides of the middle lane is open, so a bit more variety in terms of how they're going to try and approach this. Chaos takes down Skyrix, Jetin also takes down Lenan, and also another trade comes out. Literally, both these teams are just trading back and forth. Guille just goes 2 for 2 in that last engagement. SKR behind by 5%, still plenty of time with just over a minute left on the clock. And as I was saying, that Chaos takes down Skyrix again. And you've got to be extremely careful because a lot of ranged brawlers here and a lot of caution is required to be able to pile on any pressure onto your opponent.
Absolutely, and another shot comes through, 88% and counting, so they're starting to work it. So for SK, time is running out for them, really. They need to try and get the wipe out here, or at least maybe take 1 or 2 down. At the moment, they're simply trading back and forward. Semantic once again, just not quite able to confirm the kill onto Lene, and he turns it back around again with the shot. Piper on Piper. Lene is the one that's coming out on top.
I love the prediction on the projectiles from both these teams so far. Just knowing that they're going to do something a little bit out of the ordinary. Lenan takes down Semantic and Guille just in that right lane as well. Jetin looking to push up just a little bit further here, but Chaos does take down Skyrix, get that revenge from earlier on. Semantic almost getting pushed back here. Chaos trying to finish him off if he can, but the trade comes out once again, and it looks like Clash will be the ones to win this first game of the first set by 17%. Just back and forth trades left, right, and centre. You didn't really see anyone like getting a major advantage in that matchup at all in the slightest. Very close, and I'll probably say a huge amount of mind games coming into it.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight one. This is aim duels, everything you can throw at it, little tactical prowess, and that was all it was all about, just getting those one taps, those few little shots off on the side of him. Chaos doing a fantastic job at delaying Semantic there. They're really keeping the focus onto that Piper of Semantic, doing a fantastic job throughout it, and that calls for them just the time. So what the heck are they going to...
But in all fairness, I don't know how much better it can be because the support was there. The trades were coming out as it should do, but anything they can do here is, you know, we could see some changes, but it looks like we're not. We're going to be sticking to what we saw compared to last time. Jetin's already taken some early damage in that right lane, but so has Lenan. And now Jetin's still just trying to see if he can get a couple of shots. So does get 2, and you see Semantic there with the support managed to clean things up, and that's going to give a little bit of leadway here for SK.
Oh, but Jetin already taking a big old chunk there. Semantic tries to get around the side there, gets a shot down onto Guille, has to remove that cover and avoid the damage there, but lands the shot to Lena and will work you out now. And that gives, obviously, Guille's cover is completely blown, and that buys the time. Now they get the shots down. The first shots they managed to get onto Clash there. Chaos also taken down. Semantic is popping off in the mid.
Took a game and a half, but they finally got there in the end. D-Man down to 15%. In terms of deficit between both these teams, very close. As Chaos now trying to look for that first initial engagement. He's going to push up quite aggressively. Lenan does take down Jetin, so there's the opening they were looking for. Trying to do some more excess damage afterwards, but they can't as Lenan's taken way too much, and so has Guille, looking to pull back a little bit in that left lane. But Skyrix just waiting for this moment right now. Missed a couple of shots onto Guille. Missed 3 in a row, sadly, so can't capitalize on that initial situation. Semantic's actually done a shot on himself once again, looking to push this entire team back. But Chaos has taken a fair amount in that right lane. Lenan's going to take down Semantic there. There's a time for them to push. Lenan's actually taken down another. Chaos will get a couple more additional shots and now up by 9%.
Oh, Lenan just about lands another shot as well. 71 to 74. There's somebody on the back, or there was, that I think is now being dealt with, or is being dealt with, because I can see that the Guille's gone back there. Guille's been taken down. Skyrix is the one that's back there, I feel. Yes, Skyrix is around the back side. There we go. So he's the one that they're having to worry about right now. But you can see they have that lead, 68, but not for long. Skyrix will get the shots off, and here comes Jeton and Semantic to start getting the punishment down. A quick triple from Jeton there makes it 57% and counting. And they're going to keep that pressure pumping. And the Piper shots absolutely thump home. The shots onto Lenan. Lenan will go down to Semantic. That's going to be it. Sk will take this one. We're tied in the series.
Oh, that was ridiculous from Skyrix. He just not only overstayed his welcome, but he survived much longer than he should have done in that top left-hand corner. He was doing a little bit of damage here and there, and even right at the very last minute, you saw it took at least 2 members to push on up onto him, and he still got a trade, so he still benefited in multiple ways in that kind of circumstance or that scenario he was in, just doing a huge amount of work, getting so much map control for the rest of his team. And you saw Jeton and Samantha were able to just push on up constantly, even if they were taken down, and were able to give Skyrix a helping hand. But even though Skyrix didn't get a huge amount of help, he didn't need any help. That was the whole point of him being there. Distract at least 2 of the members from SK to make it a 2v1 scenario for the side of Clash and be able to do even more damage towards that.
Is, you know, effectively going to be yet another duel fest. We do not have any changes for SK, but we have a Poco and a Colette coming out for Clash.
Interesting. I was wondering when a Colette was going to make an appearance here. Finally, we do see it, but not for too long, as Chaos has been taken down straight away by Jeton. He was looking for that snipe for the first initial seconds of the game, as Lenan just trying to stay alive. 357 HP. One hit will do it. Jeton's trying to clean him up. Finally does. He actually had to push on up to get better projectile prediction there. Chaos does a fair amount of damage onto the safe, and it's very back and forth, not in terms of the slaying power, but the objective efficiency from both of these teams.
This is looking great for Clash, though. They're just getting in their faces. SK was set ready for another sniper duel, and you can see it's not working. Lene, don't forget, he's already still got Guille. Guille is still doing damage. Keep your eye on that, because Guille is doing damage 15% and counting. Guille is the one that's managing to get it done. To Cellulite, it's Chaos that's at the back there. And you can see Skyrix, actually, that switched over to... so it was going to work out in his favor. One more shot should be enough. Oh, and he can't get in there, but Guille is going to get in his face, so Guille will try and push him down. Skyrix takes him down as well. Semantic has dealt down Lene. Here comes the rest of SK. It will be SK closing it down, and they will pick up the first set.
Of course, Poco doesn't have enough damage to take him down. I was hoping for a little bit more support, I believe, but yeah, Skyrix just literally just did the same thing as last time, but just did it much earlier. So we saw the window of opportunity. Boom, he was straight there, already wasting time and doing a huge amount of damage to that safe. And Clash looks so good to begin with. You can see from the scoreline entirely, down to 41%, down to 34 to 28, and you saw that they were doing a massive amount of damage to the objective, but what they didn't care to realise is, of course, that Skyrix was looking for that trade, and SK were defending a little better towards the very end. So
let's have a look how this one's going to work out. It is going to be the classic, the bow, the piper, and I'm assuming the Tara. Oh, that's not the classic. That is a triple bruiser from Clash. Frank Primo and Bull.
Okay, that's a little bit peculiar, not going to lie, as already you can see Chaos pushing in from that right lane with the ball, and you can see what he can do here. Remember, the range of the ball is pretty, not weak, but pretty small, but so he's trying to find the opportunity now to try and get in range. But then again, you can say that with all of the composition on the side of Clash, it doesn't really matter. As Chaos trying to push on in, but not going to be able to do much here. Skyrix does take him down with Gear, and pulling back with the Frank as well. Lenan just waiting to just bide his time here, to wait for the moment for the rest of his team to then push on up, and this is going to be the time to come. But already, though, you saw that he was completely taken down, or shut down, shall we say, as Chaos now still in that right lane, waiting for Lenan to rejoin with the rest of the pack, but Chaos is actually pushing back a lot earlier than we expected. A very aggressive push. Semantic takes down one. Lenon actually takes on one himself, and Gear will be able to finish things up. Yes, he will. He's going to try and get away if he can. And now things are all tied up, but Clash do have that blue star.
They do. That was a hit and run. Chaos is going to be the sacrificial lamb effectively, and he manages to get a kill, but it does leave them at 14-13, and now you can see Lenart has to try and get in there. The slam comes down, but Skyrick sidesteps that nicely away from Guille and still gives them the advantage. It's going to be all on the Primo Super. Can he get that elbow drop in there? Because he's not going to be able to walk straight into these. Or will the slam come down? That's what they're going to try and focus on. The Nance just building up that super. They need to take damage now, remember, to build that super up. That's how it works out for the new Bruiser setup. And now Chaos, as he got it available, are they going to slam? They're going to try and squash them in. 10 seconds to go. They're trying to slam down. Is it going to be enough? Chaos will drop down. It's going to get very close. Guille comes in. Lenan comes in. And they just wipe Sk Gaming off the map. And that is the danger of the Bruiser setup.
It takes a lot of patience and a lot of discipline, considering the range they have to deal with and how open the map was towards the end. They literally was pushing that like a fork. You see there, all three members all came from different angles, made sure to pin him into a corner early on, which they did, and they had so much HP, there wasn't really so much they can do. The only thing they could do as a team is prioritize just one of the opponents and then try and deal with the other two afterwards, which
was going on all of them. It was just an all or nothing. Now, what is the transition? Well, SK just say, you know what, we're going to stay the same. And finally, Clash have also resorted to whether they're maybe going to try and force it, but it is going to be a full-on mirror match.
Yeah, this is more normal. Like this, this is what we kind of expected going into this game. But let's see if the outcome changes as well. Semantic almost took down Chaos, left on just under 300 HP. Semantic does actually take down Lenan, and Guille actually takes down Jet, and Guille just trying to stay alive. Not for much longer, though, but they do actually get a pinch onto Semantic. Semantic gets away. Jeton takes down Guille there, and now things have got a little bit out of hand here, but managed to get back into control. SK are up by 2 stars, do have the blue star as well during that little bit of a scuffle, you could say, as Chaos already trying to push in, but Guille is right behind him, going to give him a little bit of support.
Ooh, that mine's going down. Just finding them out there. Guille just trying to clear the area. Hello. Hello. I reckon Germany had just scored, boys. Judging by the way that I'm in Germany and a crowd has just erupted outside my apartment. But anyway, that aside, let's talk about Brawl Stars, because that's what we're here to look at. 5-3 at the moment, SK Gaming with a huge advantage. 45 seconds to go here. I say huge advantage, it's 2 stars. It's not that huge, but in terms of the way this comp is going, it's definitely more snipey.
Yeah, it certainly is indeed. Any advantage is a good advantage, especially at this level of play. The mind games are selling in. 30 seconds left. They're just hoping to get one pop shot, and then that way, once they've dished a little bit of damage in their favor, they can then push up and take advantage of that and then pin him into the corner where there's absolutely no way for them to do anything more. So this final engagement is going to come now with 15 seconds left remaining. As you can see now, Chaos pushing from that right side. It is only on half HP, already taking a lot more damage than he would like. Semantics actually really weak, does take him out here, and that's the blue star as well, just to make matters worse, but it doesn't matter. Does be 1 by 1 star anyway, and Clash will win this second set and tie it this series at 1-0.
Well, we expected this one to be close, and I'm expecting this one to go the distance as well. So, Clash bring out the Bruiser comp, and it works in wonders, and then they can say, let's go to a full-on mirror, and they still come out on top. Fantastic stuff there. That means we move on to the third map, of course, which will be Double Swoosh. Let's get the game on your screens. Gem Grab is on the way. We're going to get an M's in there to work things out. Okay, Jetton's going to come in as well. And there's a bit Rosa for Chaos. Oh, and the Primo for Guille.
Yeah, what more could you ask for here? Chaos has already been taken down by Semantic, though, in that left lane. Lenan was able to push in further to help Guille out, but it looks like Guille will be taken down momentarily, but Lenan just trying to stay alive with that stew, which he will for now. Chaos had to pull all the way back there with the Rosa, and not really too much of a surprise there. Semantic was just looking for blood, down to 168 HP. Still trying to get away. Chaos is on his tail, but will he be able to clean in at mouth? But Semantic's done a huge amount of work, a nice chunk of damage, but obviously will not be able to clean up that kill. But Skyrick does actually realize Chaos continues to make that push. Still actually took him down there. and managed to collect the rest of those gems as well. Good work from Chaos and good unorthodox plays from him.
And he goes Guille once again, just causing himself a ruckus around the back there. Lenan's going to pick up the gem. There's still 3 of them back there. They're just waiting for the other one. They're just keeping them basically banked. They don't want Guille to pick them up. Oh, Chaos has been caught out. That is disastrous. Lenan's been taken down as well. And Skyrix on the Jesse just comes around the side. Semantic will collect them on the M's as well. Shuts Lenan down. And those 9 gems all switch back to SK.
They need to get some early damage onto Primo or onto the Rosa, especially from Chaos. If they don't, then it could go a bit wrong here. As you can see now, 7 seconds left. The engagement is coming in, but the flanks are coming out as well. They take a huge amount of damage. Guille is just trying to stay alive. Actually does take him down in the end, but Semantic is there to pick up the pieces once more. And now Chaos still in that right lane with that Rosa. Lenan pushing from the left side as well, but they need to wait to regroup. They need to wait for Guille to push in to the center. The push is now going to come in, but with only 5 seconds left remaining, they need to take down Semantic if they can. Will it be able to? Just not enough time left. As you can see, SK win that first game in set number 3.
Yeah, the flying elbow drop, that's what he wanted, but just missed out on it. And a gamble from Clash, definitely bringing that to the table. But you know what, it almost worked, it almost paid off there. But in the end, great work from SK Gaming to chase down those gems early on. You know, Clash could have started the timer, I think, a little bit earlier than that, but it wasn't to be. And in the end, you can see the flying elbow from Guille just wasn't enough to catch them down.
Again, good patience from Clash. We knew that, you know, not initiating that panic button with the last few seconds remaining. So good stuff from SK, keeping their cool there. And now we're going to see if we could be a replica going into the second game. But we'll see if Clash can return the favour and get a game of their own.
Have they totally flipped out here? Okay, so now Chaos has brought... Actually, to be fair, Ems is good against this comp. This is pretty good anti-bruiser side. Obviously, Skyrix in there with the Rosa as well. The Primo for Semantic. Now, Jet did get in there on the Poco to manage to get 1 or 2, but now Semantic's got around the backside, finds Guille down there, and is trying to chase down Lenan as well. Lenan will get picked off in the end as he backs away back into Chaos. Chaos trying to do what he can onto Jet, not quite enough. The Poco, too strong it seems.
Jetson just managing to stay alive from that last engagement. Guille just trying to be a bit of a pain in that right lane, but we'll get the trade on Semantic. Is now Lenan and Chaos. Obviously, you can see they're taking down Rosa. The Skyrix tried to do everything he could in that 1v2 bout, but there's nothing he could have done. Semantic just elbow dropping straight in, but ain't going to be able to do enough as Lenan just actually takes him down. Guille going to push him up onto Jet, and also will take down Skyrix possibly, but with the super as well. It's only going to take a third of that damage. Lenan actually takes down Skyrix in the end, and that's already going to be the countdown now for Clash.
Well, are they going to be able to keep them at bay? The M's, of course, can always just hit that super, and that's exactly what they're going to do. As soon as Semantic comes in, he gets the knockback. Chaos was taken low, but it wasn't enough. They get the full team wipe, and Clash lock it down and tie it up in the set once again. 1-1. This game is completely going to go the distance. We're going to have a long night, boys.
Certainly is indeed. This is why before the series I said it's like birthday, Christmas, everything comes together in just one evening. That's why I was so excited when I saw this matchup on the cards here tonight. And now we're going to go to a final game once again in this third set. Of course, the last set a little bit one-sided in favour of Clash. You can see it's a little bit more strategic for Clash. They had that all planned out going into that second set, but now we're going to find out how...
maybe a double M's in there as well as the... let's see what they bring to the table. So we got the Tower of the Sandy. Sorry, not the Sandy. It's yes, it is the Sandy in the middle there from Skyrix. I was thinking it was the Poco. It is definitely the Sandy skin. Obviously, he's just trying to catch me off guard on the ends.
Yeah, it's an annoying thing about the skin sometimes, isn't it? I completely understand where you're coming from. As now Chaos in that right lane had to deal with Semantic's antics here. And you see in the centre as well, Lenan just taking a fair amount of damage, but Skyrix has done as well still. Going to continue to be a stalemate until one of these players do attempt to get a bit ballsy and pick up one of these gems. Good teamwork there from Jeton and Skyrix pinning Guille down. And Lenan has to push away. And Chaos also needs to pull back as well to try and regroup.
It's funny, you could change the M's for a Gene and we're basically back to the play-ins when these two faced each other again. In that time, it was SK that came out on top in such a solid fashion. at the time. But, you know, they faced each other so many times throughout so many tournaments in the championships, etc. And here, of course, they're going to be facing each other next week as well. They do manage to get the gem carry down there. Chaos doing some serious work there. Lenankan just getting close enough. If he can get and force Jetten back, that's what he wants. He wants to try and hoover up those gems, but wasn't able to try and finish them off in the end. Gets the damage down. Gia gets one. Goes on towards Skyrix. Not enough. Semantic comes in to help out, and they will save the gems for now, but it is still Clash with a massive advantage.
And Chaos taking down Semantic as well is absolutely huge. They only need 2 more gems, so this could be their time to try and pick these up before Semantic actually rejoins, but it doesn't matter. It's just a little bit too late, maybe out of ammunition, but it'll recover soon enough. Not to worry about him as Jetten does take down Gia. Chaos has to back off as Lenan just trying to support him the best he can. But Semantic still looking for that push, but the trade comes out again. The trades have been absolutely crazy in this matchup, and Lenan actually took, you know, an unpredictable approach pushing up into the center, and now the cannon has started here, D-Man.
Yeah, just hits and runs and gets the hell out of there. Jetten under pressure as well. Chaos doing a great job of holding him up, but he's going to drop in a second. So now Semantic on the hunt. Guille, oh my god, Lenan is in all sorts of trouble. They're surely going to focus him down. They will do. Now the question is, can Guille get in? Oh, he's on 92 health, but he clears them out there. Semantic will drop, and now the respawn comes in, and that will be Lenan picking all the gems up once again. 11 to 10, the countdown starts all over again.
Oh, Chaos, that was so vital, hitting that right lane and went on the front line as quick as possible. He managed to go 2 for 1 in the end. That was ridiculous. The countdown is going to be in the favour of Clash. They're going to be able to take this out, no problem. But that one play from Chaos in that right lane, being extremely offensive from the get-go, definitely made a huge difference going 2 for 1 in that final bout. So Clash managed to go up in the series 2-1 now.
Oh my word, these games are tight. There is no doubt about it. Picking him off, I thought Lenan was done. Luckily, the respawns come in, obviously loses all the gems here, but they just couldn't focus him out there. Obviously, wait for that respawn protection to finish out there, gets back in there, and in the end, Lenan, look, he goes down to nothing. The timer in the end, and the heal comes through, and
it's absolute filth how good they are. And if they make Clash look like that, I'll be very surprised, even if they are quite weak on Siege themselves. But let's see how the opener is going to happen with the little Primo duel on that left lane going back and forth with Semantic and Gear. And you can see Jetten's actually been taken down by Lenan there in that right lane. It's going to be a huge opening, but the trade comes out from Skyrix. Skyrix has to try and stay alive. It's only on 84 HP as the first bot is going to be in favour of Clash.
The SK duel as well. The 2 Primos go back and forward there, but Jetten, it shouldn't be too bad, I think, with the first bot. They should have enough to try and slow it down. You can see, obviously, Semantic getting pretty much in front of it, just constantly getting the punches in bunches will slow it down. 92%, so 8% lost on the first opener there, and he's going hunting for Guille once again. So the double sprout, the only difference, obviously, is the M's and the stew.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the Primo duel just makes me laugh every single time without fail. Guille does take down Semantic there. Skyrix is on the back line. Jetten's gonna be rejoining him there, as you can see, just trying to stay alive. Has been blocked off, might give him room to be able to take him down. 515 HP, great shots there from Chaos, and now looking to not push up too much here, just hold that mid control to collect these bolts at level 7 siege. What is going to be heading into SK's way, but how well are they going to be able to defend it this time around? 8% the first time, second time, let's see how things are going to go to plan, as that is a fantastic block, making the bot go all the way around and blocking it again. This is fantastic defense from SK, but how much more can they be able to defend? It looks like they've taken a fair amount of damage nonetheless, dropping all the way down to 36%. Yeah. They're going to need a beefy bot here, D-Man.
I really like that. They were so focused, and the whole time Chaos was just lobbing over the top onto that Ike, constantly keeping that pressure on. SK not able to get anything out of this one. This is going to be Clash's game without a doubt. There's no way that they're going to be able to turn this one around. They're going to throw the bolts back in there. There's going to be the flash siege bot as well. Clash have the first one in the set in the bag.
Yeah, this is going to be match point straight afterwards as well. A little bit gobsmacked with how this game has panned out so far. Like I said, these teams are going to be hiding a lot of bits and pieces up their sleeve, waiting for the ESL Mobile Challenge Finals, which is perfectly understandable. This is more for seeding, more than anything else, you could say, depending on the circumstances of their future matchups. But the way their recent form has been, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise, as these two are the gatekeepers of those top 2 positions, especially over the last 3 or 4 play days. But still, no, Clash, fantastic way to send them into this second game of the fourth set, and it will be match point now for Clash.
Absolutely, match point. I didn't expect such a large crowd in Germany for Clash, that's for sure. They seem to be cheering for some reason or another.
The first couple of bots, but yeah, it was just too much, and they couldn't really do enough to comfort the blow for the third one. Of course, they took way too much damage on the Ike anyway, so let's see if Clash can now end this series in the scoreline 3-1. It is match point now, and Gia just already taken a huge chunk of damage in that right lane, having to push back. Dealing with Skyrix though, still having to block him off. But so far, so good for Clash, as they are going to get that first bot.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's working out well once again for Clash here. So they did switch the M's for the Stew, but still the same result is applying at the moment. Good use of the Sprout, of course, to block off the pathing as much as possible. This is where the Sprout really is a massive benefit there. Jetten's just going to try and buy the time here, and it should be, well, is he going to get one punch away? He is. I was going to say it was going to be a 0% bot, but it actually does get the damage down. They just about avoid that one. Gia goes aggressive onto Jetten, the elbow drop back and forward. Semantic trying to get around the back side here. Did get a bit of damage down to Chaos there, trying to take that ball control, and they have managed to even things up so far.
Yeah, the bot did get a few jabs here and there before it was cleaned up, but let's see if it works in their favour. Every little helps, especially in this matchup. Chaos taking down Jetten there, as the Nard just trying to survive for dear life, but so is Skyrix. Nard definitely has the HP advantage, looking to push on round whilst the bot comes towards Clash. This is actually the first bot out of 5 for SK. Let's see how well Clash actually defend this, and they're looking to see what they can do, continuing to defend this pretty well here. But now this is where the damage is going to start paying off for SK. Look at the damage it's doing so far, D-Man, down to 19%. That is absolutely huge. And we need to get a bulky bot here.
I don't know if it's going to be enough, though, because Clash is just going to get this back. They're definitely going to get this last bot. There's no doubt about it. So while it's 14%, I wonder if SK are just going to maybe try and go for it themselves. I'm not too sure about this. They're going to have to be massively defensive, because I feel Clash's bot's going to get more.
Something will do indeed. It's all about cushioning the blow for SK if they can.
Is Jetten going to try and drop it?
Bot is definitely going to be
Jetten wants to super
difficult.
I think Jetten's looking to try and super onto the Ike. I feel like that's what he was looking for, but he's not getting hit. They're purposely not hitting him because they knew exactly what he wanted to do. He's trying to force them to fight me. Not going to happen. And now they're going to try and keep this one down. It's a lot of damage done on the bot here. I don't think it's going to get enough. That 14% may well hold them out long enough, and it absolutely does. And a really strong defensive performance from SK Gaming on the third bot there. A level 11, I think it was, bot that came out.
And you saw Gia as well, just using the Primo Super to destroy the blockade on the right side created by Skyrix, just to try and help the bot, give him a little bit of leadway. But he went around the other side in the end, which was just absolutely typical, just due to the range he was at.
I love this, by the way, there. So you saw Jetten basically elbow dropped onto the Sprout Super. So it immediately got that bot down to obviously break that wall straight out.
Yeah, that's exactly what Gia did.
Bravely going with the same setup. Let's find out as the game gets up underway. No, the Bull coming out with the Poco as well. And actually, Clash have read in straight into it. They have done the same, but with the Frank as well instead of the Poco. So the heal in favor of SK. This is going to be wild.
This certainly will indeed. Chaos has already taken way too much damage, and you can see Semantic with the Primo trying to catch up onto Chaos. It was just barely out of range, and that level 4 siege bot for SK, wow, like that's going to be huge for them to start things off, as now Clash are going to have to try and defend this as the best of their ability, trying to get into the Pop's way as much as possible, but still doing a fair amount in here, already down to under 10,000 HP, but will it even be able to tickle the Ike? No, it will not. Fantastic way to start things off for Clash, as well as they do tie the Bolt lead as well.
Doesn't get a hit away. I wonder if I mean, the big thing here, right, is the difference is the extra Frank with the damage as opposed to the heal possibilities from Jetten. At the moment, it's looking like that heal is paying off. We're currently tied in bolts at the moment, so they're waiting for the next one to spawn, of course. We do obviously get that pre-warning, and SK will be getting the next couple of bolts in there. Unless Semantic can't return this one. Very tight from going down there. Chaos is going to try and get his in. He will get it, but the siege bot level 5 for SK.
That was super close indeed. SK with another bot to their name, pushing all the way north on the side of Clash. Can they defend as well as last time? We'll have to see, as they're doing the best they can. And still, D-Man, no damage done with the second bot. And you've got to remember, Clash have that 3-bolt lead. And even again, at the same time, SK have had some good map control overall. But if SK win this initial engagement, it could be curtains for Clash, depending on the circumstances. Still plenty of bolts left to collect, and Gear has to pull all the way back and steal a 3-bolt deficit as the trades are coming out here.
Chaos just goes down in the end there. Lived with so little health, but now the bolt, oh, they've managed to get the lead. SK here, they're going to get themselves another one as well, so the final siege bot will come out, and it is going to be SK's once again. Now surely this can get the damage down. You can see Chaos and Nan already working down that. Guille takes down Skyrix, who tried to just sneak around the back and get just that 1% on there. Semantic, I was going to say, has to do the elbow on it. That could be the difference. That big elbow comes in, the bot's going to do the work. SK will close out this set. We're going the distance. We're going to Brawl Ball.
Not gonna lie though, that was a little bit sketchy towards the end. I was a bit, I don't know, like how things were panning out there, considering that you saw their Clash actually cushion the blow quite a lot with that next bot as well, making sure SK didn't get too, you know, heavy-handed in terms of the amount of bolts they were collecting. But Clash did have the lead, but the only problem was they just couldn't hold that center half of the map, and you saw it time and time again. But SK, the adaptation from them has been remarkable and a fantastic way to end that set as well. But you are absolutely right. We'll be going to Super Stadium.
To the table for this one. Anybody's guess what they'll bring into this Brawl Ball. It is going to be once again a Primo in there, as we would expect. There's a Barley for Guille. There's all sorts. Okay, we're on M's. Okay, I expected the double M's. That makes sense. And the B's in there as well.
Oh, Gear getting pretty leery on that left side, being super aggressive with that Barley, just being a real pain in the backside for Semantic. Semantic's actually pushed the ball onto their side because he can't get near Gear at all in the slightest. Does pass it to him without, you know, at the time actually still continuing to take this damage. So I think it's a matter of how Gear is going to make that push for Semantic, but Semantic needs to choose his decision wisely with his Primo. Of course, Guille can't get anywhere near that Primo, or he'll get taken down straight away without a shadow of a doubt. But you can see on the other side, those Skyrix and Jettin looking to deal with Chaos here, just going back and forth, just peeking left and right just to see if it can get any kind of aggression going on, which he has done a little bit. It says tickle Jettin ever so slightly in that right lane, but Skyrix has taken a fair amount of damage as well, and this is going to be Clash's window to push on up.
Trying to get around the side there. Semantic can't really get in close enough. Now he tries to chase down Gears. I mean, none of it. Just runs away. Lobbing bombs at him, and Semantic's been struggling. There's the super onto Semantic, so it's going to force him out. Obviously taking damage. Now, it does actually help him build his super up, taking that damage. So you're kind of doing him a favor throwing that out there. I'm not going to lie. So I'd be a little worried. Don't forget, obviously, you know, the fact that Semantic will have that wall breaker ability with the elbow drop as well to maybe try and bust something open in the defense. But at the moment, 50 seconds in, pretty much a stalemate.
Certainly is indeed. A Semantic, after a minute and a half, was waiting for that opportunity. Doesn't go his way in the end, which you'd hate to see. Skyrix taking a huge amount of damage. Jettin now in that left lane to try and keep Chaos back if he can. Guille finally taken down by Skyrix. Is Semantic pushing up into the center. Chaos and Leonard trying to keep Semantic back as well. Great trade there to Harlan on the pressure. Skyrix as well. Jettin left on 152 HP. Manages to get away for Nano, but Guille again very aggressive with that Barley, and I love to see it, just giving Semantic no room to breathe here.
Both the stickies getting bopped instantly. But no, here we go. This is going to be a massive advantage for Clash now. 7 seconds. They don't even care. They don't even need the overtime. They bang it in with 2 seconds to spare. And Clash take the first game on Brawl Ball.
Fantastic stuff there. I do feel for Semantic just a tad of that Primo. He must have spent, what, 90% of that game just trying to find an opening. He just couldn't with such an aggressive Barley as well. Not only that, it's very hard to keep that pressure going, but at the same time not be in range of his super, or also let him get pushed up way too far in an aggressive manner you saw in that left lane. But he did such a fantastic job of it, and this is where I question whether a change might be in any way. But if he's got support, especially with the support with the rest of the Clash players and his teammates, then yeah, it's literally next to no chances. Chaos was with him, Lenan was actually with him the majority of the time. But let's see what happens in this next matchup here. Guille, actually, funny enough, the player who was actually using the Barley was actually now switched up to the Primo himself there. But Chaos has been taken out, but does get the trade.
And Semantic was on the Primo and he switched to the Barley, but now Lenan, obviously on his Telltale Mortis, is making it work for him. Jet's surely going to get taken down here, but Gia, he can't get quite close enough to punch him, and the Ems just slows him down and backs away, and Gia just in the end punts the ball away in frustration.
Just barely out of range there, as you may have clearly noticed, clear as day. Skyrix now just waiting to see. Oh, just be careful with the Mortis as well. Lenard's going to almost take him down. Yes, he does, but at what cost? Does get traded out by Semantic. And Chaos and Gear just trying to keep Jetton back, but doesn't have the DPS to be able to follow through with it as he just tried to take the shot, but it does not happen.
Oh,
and Jetton does get cleaned up there.
So, the biggest issue is, of course, that Gia has, what, 8,500 hit points, 8,400. So obviously there is an opportunity for him to just run it in if they can get a pick, which is what he's looking for right now. There goes Lenan. Lenan distracts around the side. In comes Gia. Gia is just going to try and run it through. The pass comes in. Chaos in the end will run it. And Clash will score again. Sk up against it. Match point for Clash here.
Yeah, SK now got a minute left to try and tie things up, but not of Lenard just being a real pain with that. Mortis takes down Jetton here, and it could be a second goal, but it looks like Lenard's going to be able to push it all the way, and yet that will be a second. We'll be able to get it past the goal line, and Lenard will be able to finish things off, and that is going to be Clash taking the series 3-2. That was a fantastic match, nonetheless. Amazing.
If ever there's a time for Lenan to pull out the Mortis, that was it, and it absolutely worked. And you can see the plan throughout the game. Give the ball to Gia, Chaos backs them up, and Lenan is the man that just causes them problems. And Clash pick it up in what is magnificent. Agents versus SK Gaming. See you in a few.